We've talked to you about some of the encountered at the border, that there was in space. Mexicans in the exception, but did not happen. It happened. The staged drama actually happened. Computers stepped, and it can be for two that condition. The primitive of not having that's just believe in native village for generations. And the other thing is activity. I don't believe that shows an individual, but he almost does himself and negativity. If it's primitive, not through really negativity, it's naivete. Just he hasn't grown thinking things, circuits. In reality, like even in Florida, and watch how it's going to go, and this. So it has to, and it's also a matter of deterioration that comes through, and that challenge, or did you to receiving in this when you were playing with doubt, the belief of being given was losing it out of play. That for a period of time in your meetings, fall on the plateau. If they handle it at a time, and you had a new plateau, you can't drop back or plateau from you. You see plateau 3. 3 it isn't there. It's developed human vehicles. That answers your question.
When you're talking about not interested in understanding these things, people are continuing to respond.
And that's not misunderstood. See, it's not getting telephone one aren't they're not getting signals.
The only thing, you mean from the deaf, they're getting the
Signals from the deaf ear?
They're strained. You can be positive for it.
Ask the question again.
When it comes to morning, we do have an ear, and it was on that one, like a tree wounds and listening.
Oh, and the deaf ear to nourish the. Well, don't know. Doesn't do any harm if it works that way. True that a lot of times, how many times that was wrong, give us the opportunity to feed a life that we wouldn't have had. So it might be times those ears that are.
I feel like there's when we talk, I believe it's because actually they're disturbing you, and that's all to make it so comfortable before you know it.
Care if it's deaf ear is like which one of them we've told you to know. And if that's clear to us, we have set up. You all understand.
It to anybody. It's just that if you do it, protect it. It's thinking type thing on how you do it.
Technical,
do it.
This project, watching paper, the people would get the most out of putting their energy into man, most of the people. But he went arm strikes. It's unhealthy for his vehicle. Is that going too far?
For his fellow man, at least wait, if there's anything wrong.
Felt like we can't be wasn't getting disagree with what we think the city could have taken into their we don't federal center again to it's out for Reagan to say or that place gets renovated. And I suggest probably in every city and get the grant.
It hasn't happened. It's
a state thing or a state
because
2 or 3 days over on it. We don't know why ride.
You all remember that he was so mad. Worse the next day.
Yeah, but just apparent reason started satisfied from looking for help in the.
I guess now, if very humans will have, virtually have more use their mind.
They had to talk, but they looked at it. It's just like or troubled over something, or somebody to find in. They never within to always have to read and something that someone can work that has.
There's something about talking about it. I'll talk to you all more about. There's where a certain individuals are successful at hard to try. Sometimes those are early, the more advanced. I think they're the more let's say hypnotic. Because or the take action, the young where the has become active, give themselves, even though they does hypnosis, but they can't do it up. So the feeling is that they will, I think was talking about, not to think of their own healing, that that's placed in the vehicle of healing. Unless some of those street mechanisms, you've got to have it, we don't know how have don't, so that it's to for everyone and set in more positive. We say about how success clinic is, and they gave placebo, they gave medicine, so that the particular with the placebo. The placebo help at all to help. The medicine people really still have. They think there was a vehicle. If you don't all the time, whether or not that vehicle. But and your lines of work in doctors, health degree, who's a specialist, placebo, faster. The nutritionist face it. Now the first is the nutritionist, then got the placebo. But right now the faith in the so-called list with the tail.
Oh, the other day, that was monastery. This time we went to the actual rituals in our monks and I don't know when we bought it the other day. First turned it off to it. There was something else.
It's certainly pretty.
We wouldn't listen to it, but they're saying a chance for healing and to it an open mind. We were trying to see, what do you want to call it? If you were, I was trying to let the vibration of that actually feel. I don't mean, but I don't do that. When people may change the vibrating, become more, and once you're and comes, you become normal and into the type of right when Sunday would come off, but about it. But the only reason and like that became curious more than seeing anything like in there. I don't know how to say frequency that's coming to the irritants. In other words, that they were contact. And it's really that.
Here, what is that vehicle? We give those. That mean anything? I'm trying to examine. Tell me in letters if we could. And the funny thing is, she got the most letters, but with a call of that were used. And I said, you used to hear this. Doing it now. But it was funny to us because it and the deal is that they were taking TK for short and long time. Well, they picked up on it. They're doing it, and I guess that you said sort of a catatonic.
When I was getting them, yes, they're about bacon, but it has to be very different from the rest of it.
It has to work. Now, I couldn't, or even began to weigh this vehicle, my someone else. No, you're not. It's a type of self would do repetitious things, and then that were positive brought up of if you're just taking place, whatever it is that's wrong, steps of doing it, working. Now, question and X amount upon how much you've developed. You add that, you get that kind of thing. Period of time, the technique, because it's not you can cure it in a period of time. I didn't use that out.
Small thing. I mean, you normally to the patients and teaching us all. I guess doubt about it and the results.
You can't do when
you're beginning bad reflex and vehicle down and I felt headache in and just out. And to because it's only been that I've noticed percentage of control that I talking about.
Now that's really because what up to is out. This kind snuck in on his blind there. You see what we're saying. Behold, and we know what is a spot, and that part begins to relax section, and relax can begin to dissipate. Circumstance where I'm doing this. But when you block, I'm into belief now, even though it's on a different before, it's being sent by people. And when Jesus, it's everything. Believe that you would be both of changing people. What you would change you are if you could give you that belief, then it's done because evaluated belief. You in motion. you don't, you're just about it, of disbelief. You can't did it happen? You say, well, I don't know, but change has to take to get, you have enough doubt. Just like if you went to go to Arlington, Grand Prairie, to a church group that you hold a meeting, and and don't, work it out. So we at the church, the Grand Prairie, meetings to tell them, came to those with all the, you hardly make, even if they disbelieve, so great, belief and not actually of belief, great, who can that they accept. In fact, it's greater. You know that now. You didn't even try to the world. And the next stop, it'll take them to the little that you're leaving behind and to come into belief. Be shocked. They can the next accelerate by talking event. Accelerate the effect. A lot of people and sees you well mention why you went where you or they come from. Did you they'll go through all wondering if it came back to you. Were you there? Ignorance, accelerated process, wanting or just both can decide they don't want it. It's worth knowing. It's all trickery. Must send the rest. Whoever it is,
one of the things, reifying the craft bodies is a kind of what this process thing. I think that why, and again, things that come this rumor, minimal documents. I mean, I was where this thing leads somewhere. As I started discussing the idea that we would have accomplished.
What can a shock?
When the evidence revealed,
if there's something there sooner or later, information there, and it may not be explained. It might be all this, but see that if that could have been mean that the clumsy and crazy happened. See what and knew that it did happen. But with all experiment being now by next, all of them, some that have had shocking birth. T and I believe that this man, Dr. Price, a scientist, and he brain had all the details respectable, and he him believe that he acts of going on space. That is his brain so that it tapes. And
talk about him. He would start with the whole field robot.
The trouble and
things like that. They've been taken on for something I say. I think again there could be like you said it was holding that they cracked over or something in like 5 years.
He learned that late. See, somebody stepped in the role.
They have been everything was fair. You don't ever have craft and then
They have a task. That's right.
Was in there. Not. It could have been just as we told you that. Maybe that's what I was biggest and they you don't know what happens, but interpret. There's always in all your books. Oh yeah. And Jason and
Gil
and some others. It's just so remembered and we so last time we were talking
miracle.
And there are interpretations that are mixed, but people do back in those levels are probably and they just Sacred Mountain and them and go. We don't talk about. They're a little bit smarter than so they can you've got because that a human woman can stand and touch they could
yeah. If you because they twin thing entirely, they weren't trying to twin, but grasp what level that you're sending, grasp it would be attention.
It's really when you're thinking about what you're doing is to not something maybe changed because just like got that.
But by the time he saw it changed.
Different in what then there was an explosion or something. Did you hear about it? They're saying no.
They have to have an answer. The answers. It's so funny. The people in the store talking about telescopes. We learned things. We always up in different things. I don't know if we should have. We saw outside I'm not too immediately. She said, it wasn't the president. So, why are you such an answer? What was it?
Yeah, it was the face
We bought those.
in the shop. She was, now she knows she, girl, knew everything.
She had that way. She protected herself. Wasn't real, but was afraid to think of her out. So she eradicated that system by insisting it.
Clock. It's a beautiful clock. Both the aspects of the pen, what is it? And she kept saying, you have to place where they, and was interested in it. Oh, no.
In other words, if she wasn't yet, she wouldn't have gone to the Troquette. And that everything.
And she let it slip. They were big. They were watching. They saw. That's what they said. That's what they said. And then I thought, I'm letting too much in.
Funny happened. He had a problem to talk to me about. He said that, it was nice once that put this, but always he said, I'm concerned because you won't accept it, and you have to find out right. They should be open-minded, accept their negative. They could be open-minded. Well, maybe.
But another person depends upon where you have advanced. Sometimes we find in our class not being negative, very, like if I'm being some negativity around. I'm telling you about negativity. And happening in your brain because you can't think that you're being, when we in your notes and see a great deal of anybody out there. But most humans are positive. It's to play positive instead of using what's going on here. I'm not that this is a negative to just what could come of it. What could, and I have to see that as if activity from which as the only pattern.
Been using said or that for you were, which I using a Pollyanna theme to make it a positive way for them to say, right for them to say, positive. You know what I'm saying?
People that I'm a Pollyanna, no, negative. Well, no, I'm hearing is that I think that there might be a better, things that's the normal way. That seems reasonable. A frustrated negativity. Listening to it.
You can. Why should you listen to? No, you're not listening. He's grown to know that into his reasoning, up to the reasoning that negative way.
For people just like, I want to. That's why people do.
I know about this, but I read he was beginning. And I didn't say.
This brings up something and has to work and extra days from time to time have had. And the thing that task out there comes in at 8 o'clock, you could actually evaluate it. That there would be at least 30, and therefore wasting 30. Stand why is some companies account. He might have time Saturday for a while, not getting much done. It shouldn't if you do it until you have your share of your 8-hour period that your task changed. Out there, distraction. They have to a little bit. They have to speak to last night, so that's their day. A part of your job. Give 30% time. We know that because if we throw in on at times, harder for you to do certain tasks. But if you zero in on it, drawing your vibration. But time at your task is say that is of you. They're slow enough, but that need to be accomplished more considerably. And you are also getting waste. Gossiping or daydreaming, percentage of waste on what the reason for you in that task needed overdid a week because you learned out of the time that you have stated away from there. It's one of the reasons you as little extra days. When you ask for it, particularly to recognize you're given those hours, they don't do extra hours, spending the time there. So really, you should. Now, let's say that I keep getting that's my task. The months and piles up for done. Just like that, I'm some tricks that are possible for me in the time, even during the week, and next I'm going to learn week that get the papers or those that come in on time, get in my hand. Know that you're capable more because you're to concentrate on concentration. That's good.
We're talking, something happened a little while and I said something that himself, and he says, you know, you're slower than one. You can't complain, yes you do. But it's what? Because
well, your hands may, but I think that still there are ways that I coming out even work as fast as they can not waste up with lots of time. Don't come behind that they're wasting. You try to and still be careful. Now, it had a test. I'm talking about you're new at a test in these vehicles. These looked at options of it. You know, it was like work. It's like it's grief. That once and numbers and what they're. We don't have any. So treat your test. Don't turn your speed up. Even if.
Good, let me say.
Hear about it, man, that seems to be, and until sometimes then and then I off track of my narrative from what you're saying seems to be, and I don't know, I'm just kind of,
the best thing, and it's to continue to exit out. You listen to join in, mention them readily. Like you're doing any harm, some thoughts that got it. They had to be a human mind, and the important thing is
how much truth, something that a certain word pops in. I'll recognize them, catch them quicker, and in some cases, you know, I think that. I mean, yeah, my teacher, something like that.
The same answer to that it sounds and carefully each time. Find your word. Sort it out as it came into your saying. You're suspicious of, because you'll examine. It doesn't matter to you. You're going to separate the mind or the vehicle and it sometime and talk faith and let you otherwise wanting because you're in a field that has a computer and it still has and so what happens in the mind of this vehicle. Meantime, it's you have to strictly and all. Still tries to, and even most to, and carry things fairly until you suck it in, and then go through quite a bit. That the mind certainly not end result.
It's very strongly. Your vehicle will find out what you need. It's good because where's this problem? What your mind? In other words, you should check. Whatever way, answer something that's happening. Know that it's protect yourself. That way you want input.
You want to feel it. That's the difference. Anytime text express to try to voice an opinion in the silence or an evaluation to like a critical. It's your next level. Your next. Just sucking it and then tape is trying to carve it up that it didn't analyze it and evaluate or that's strict and the computer with the vehicle. You've got what's going on in your head say participate, doesn't be participate because you're not. So there isn't a mind in where it needs.
To every word your next level but it does it like the door. And this is why we usually say your mind. I have talked with them. Don't know which one's weakness. One weaker. That most say.
And then you'll see the vehicles, and that throws so that for the period that's almost.
There's some. This doesn't. I think. Well enough it is. And maybe at your class. And understand, knowing that trying to do what and being envious of them, having thoughts about, or even not I would look at it way to a human individual.
So it's still the vehicle.
Please go for older as degree can by somebody and it causes in your vehicle. Then there's something and you want first you don't want to influence you. If you nothing wrong asking somebody to say that's what I mean by that. It's affected by doubt. Okay? Interested in what I'm now if your brain is thinking, think that way. The information when you listen. But try to have you sit in this it's a petty thing inside of you. The next thing is seeing to be then not allow brain and form into any you're not doing
have control of the vehicle. I certainly wouldn't stop.
You have to stop it. It's a lot more pleasant. A good feeling pushing. Now, most of the time it's once in a while it has that a negative vibration. We got away when that person was glad to see him. He did that in
all shooting by glad to see you, just face.
and nobody the individual gave up in return. Things we're talking about. Either instant affirmation. It was okay to make things. You don't like it's detrimental and broken. And where is what it is to get and not
you know, you've always been on a task where you're at control, you control them. They were. Control some of the needed blatant, some of the needed, and you some of you when the vehicle always see that you're trying to, when it's human, you haven't been able, you've got to and you have to, in sorting it, say that if you're being nice in a human, in order to be sure that a human nice, an invitation for others. The only reason, some of the tame, you're being ways. For humans, they're not good ways, they were perfect for this. But that's different, the kind of conduct you're getting out of the vehicle. That human, there's a big difference. Yourself to pieces. A more difficult under us. You don't want to think that is less than want to be things that might have been good. The thing that disturbs both. It disturbs the area that controls. And it's a good lesson. And like the guts of your class to be more considerate. Enter your mind considerate of you in your mercy on being you to be not considerate to you, kind of twisting. Another area to apply them to others to apply to you. Because no control of in fact you lose anytime you do what they're supposed to. Because control of you get no for your others on their vehicle.
if you want to look at it.
Yes, I don't mean that. But we want to do a good job. And if you want to finish, to help you, learn, you need to sharpen your, and that is that your vehicles. Because he does with and letting going on and you're capable of listening, and then seems so that register and work. Even they hear half what you or less than half. If they hear half of what you it puts the next level when any member nothing. Like a subtle way of getting away with it. When we tell you, and at the same time, what doing the wrong thing. Leave. Then, as you listen to the...
we like to conduct it up here, and I like, you're not like you should. It comes in and out, like we need to...
Yeah, I'm concerned with the pain.
Now, let's say to you, tuna, what does that level is tuna? Like,
Someone...
okay. Let's say extremely nice.
Start.
So, well, you...
Examining it.
Yeah. That too.
That happens to me. Maybe I got that. What of that person is
When you're assessing, being too...
just being very positive.
He's saying it's registered too nice to you. Well, in a roundabout, maybe not.
Suppose the female to a place.
That gender and
would like to be kind of equivalent, because I feel like that's trying to
That would be to think because they overly fund of it. Period. Used in a space because what body another
United States. You're talking about
and that's we're in your class treated insulted because I was being like I was like my homework. I'm trying to do my interpretation, everything that I'm doing.
You see what, and that's the sense. That's the way it's putting me. It's right to put you. It's in this sense, put them is being with any or favoritism. You should in this classroom be able to think. I can deal better with these. I'm better with our lives
like these.
You thoughts like it and brain stopping it as far as you